Okay everybody, welcome to another Training Tip Tuesday. My name is Corey Chris, dynamic cyclist and runner coach. In this segment, we take your questions and just answer them for everybody. So we are going to continue on a topic that we started last week, which was, or a question actually, which was how do I fit it all in? Which we eventually got to the point of maximizing each and every workout using training zones. So today we're going to talk more about training zones, what are training zones, and why you should care about them. From there, we'll get more into what happens at each and every zone, as well as how to use them practically in your workouts. But for now, to answer the question, what are training zones? If you've been in a gym anytime in the last few decades, you've probably seen a chart like that hanging on the wall. Basic heart rate zone chart, 220 max heart rate minus your age, and all the different intensity levels based on heart rate that you could be working at. That's really all that training zones are ranges of intensity you could be working at. Now we've come a long way in the sophistication of setting our training zones using different metrics other than heart rate, like power, pace, perceived exertion, in terms of setting and using training zones. So this can go down a pretty deep rabbit hole, and we'll continue to explore different topics as we go. But for now, just generally understanding that these are what I'm talking about when I talk about training zones, and they can look really different. So on that note, really what we're looking at here is a general example of all the training zones. Now, it is important to know that you may see different charts based on different sports or different research that's been conducted. You may see more zones, you may see less zones, you may see them called something a little different, but in general, they all apply, the same general training principles and concepts to the training zones themselves. So this one is very simple, and this one will be one that I break down for you in a later video, starting all the way from the left, which is zone 1 recovery, working our way through the aerobic zones. So zone 2 lower aerobic, zone 3 right here upper aerobic, zone 4 lactic threshold, and we're going to spend a lot more time talking about threshold because that is the way we set a lot of zones these days. Zone 5 VO2 max, zone 6 more into that anaerobic capacity, anaerobic intervals, again lots of different names, and neuromuscular. So those are the zones in general. Again, we'll break them down in the future. Why are these important? The whole idea is to achieve this beautiful work-rest balance, applying the right amount of work or stress at a particular amount of time and ensuring that we have the right amount of recovery or easy work so that you can build and get stronger and actually soak up the gains that, from the hard work you put in. Now, to help you out for really quickly today, in general, 80% of all your training is going to be in the lower intensity zones, those zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, maybe a little 4. The higher intensity zones will only make up about 20% of your training. That VO2 max, anaerobic, again, a lot of threshold in there as well. So if you are that person that goes out and smashes themselves every single workout, going as hard as you can, you are not hitting this 80-20 balance, and I guarantee you eventually you're gonna see the plateau happening or potentially the overtraining where you see performance start to decrease. So until next week, where we dig into each and every training zone into more detail, happy training, train smart, and we'll talk soon. Take care. Bye-bye.